Welcome back to Coins Master, another exciting episode on your favorite coin channel where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable US coins. Today, we are about to uncover the incredible story of the 2014 D Roosevelt dime, a coin that may appear ordinary at first glance, but could secretly hold a staggering value of up to $92,000. That's right, you heard it correctly. $92,000 for a single 10-cent coin. So sit back, relax, and let's journey together through time, history, and hidden treasure as we unlock the secrets of the 2014 D Liberty One dime, featuring the face of none other than Franklin D. Roosevelt and the powerful words, "In God We Trust," that echo the legacy of American strength and perseverance. Minted in Denver in the year 2014, the Roosevelt dime continued a proud tradition that began in 1946, 1 year after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Designed by John R. Sinek, the Roosevelt dime was introduced to honor the 32nd President of the United States, who led the nation through both the Great Depression and World War II. His image on the dime symbolizes not just leadership but also compassion and resilience. The inclusion of the phrase, "In God We Trust," beside his portrait reinforces the values on which the country stands, and the word liberty boldly above reminds every citizen of the freedoms they enjoy. The 2014 D Roosevelt dime was one of millions minted, specifically at the Denver Mint, which is marked by the small D mint mark on the obverse side of the coin, just below the date. But here's where things get interesting. While most 2014 D Roosevelt dimes are common and circulate in massive quantities, only a tiny fraction of them were struck with errors or unique qualities that dramatically increase their market value. These error coins or ultra-high-grade specimens can be worth thousands, and in one extraordinary case, a collector reportedly purchased a rare variant for an astonishing $92,000. Yes, a coin meant to buy bubble gum or sit forgotten in a drawer was transformed into a fortune overnight. But how does a coin like the 2014 D Roosevelt dime become so valuable? First, we must understand that coin collecting, or numismatics, is more than a hobby. It's a serious marketplace driven by rarity, condition, historical relevance, and minting errors. With the 2014 D dime, collectors have discovered certain rare errors such as off-center strikes, double die obverse, missing clad layers, and misaligned dies. These rare minting mistakes create one-of-a-kind specimens that collectors will pay a premium to own. Additionally, coins graded MS68 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC are extremely rare and highly sought after. The majority of coins in circulation suffer from scratches, wear, and other imperfections. So when a flawless coin emerges from the mint and is preserved in pristine condition, its value can skyrocket. Now imagine finding a dime in your change, casually sitting in your pocket, only to discover it's a rare 2014 D Roosevelt dime with an error or in mint condition. It might look just like the others, but under magnification and with expert evaluation, that single dime could be your ticket to a small fortune. That's the thrill of coin hunting. It turns every penny, nickel, and dime into a potential treasure. It's the reason thousands of collectors, both new and experienced, are turning their attention to modern coins like the 2014 Roosevelt dime. And let's not forget the historical context that makes this dime even more meaningful. Franklin D. Roosevelt was not just a president, he was a symbol of hope during America's darkest days. His leadership during the Great Depression and throughout World War II shaped the future of the United States. His New Deal policies helped millions of Americans find jobs and security, and his bold fight against polio, which left him wheelchair-bound, inspired generations. To this day, Roosevelt's legacy lives on, not just in textbooks or monuments, but in the very coins we hold in our hands. The dime bearing his face serves as a daily reminder of perseverance, courage, and national unity. But let's bring it back to the numbers. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of dimes in 2014, but less than a fraction of a percent have the kind of unique features or pristine condition that can push their value into the thousands or tens of thousands. Coin grading is a meticulous process, evaluating everything from strike sharpness to luster, contact marks, and overall eye appeal. A perfect or near-perfect example, especially one with an error, becomes a numismatic superstar. And yes, this is how we arrive at the unbelievable but true figure of $92,000. There is documented proof of collectors paying eye-watering amounts to get their hands on these top-tier specimens. So how do you know if your dime is special? Start by checking the mint mark. If it has the D4 Denver and the year 2014, you're already in the game. Then inspect for any visual irregularities. Does the date look doubled? Is Roosevelt's image shifted or off-center? Is part of the coin missing its outer clad layer, showing a coppery core? These are all red flags that your coin could be valuable. Next, assess its condition. Is it shiny, crisp, free from scratches or dullness? If so, it may be worth submitting for professional grading. Once graded, the real magic begins. Coins rated at MS66, MS67, and especially MS68 command significant premiums. Auctions have shown time and again that passionate collectors are willing to pay top dollar for that one perfect coin that eluded their collection for years. And the 2014 D Roosevelt dime is no exception. Whether in a coin shop, online marketplace, or live auction, this coin has caused ripples of excitement in the numismatic world. Collectors and investors alike know that the modern coin market is hot. Coins like the 2014 D dime represent a golden opportunity. With increasing demand, limited flawless specimens, and rising public interest in rare currency, values have exploded. A dime might be worth 10 cents to one person and a life-changing windfall to another. That's the paradox and the beauty of coin collecting. It teaches us to look closer, value the little things, and never judge something by its surface appearance alone. So before you spend that next dime, take a moment. Flip it over. Study the edge. Look closely at the date and mint mark. Could it be that you're holding a miniature piece of American history worth far more than you imagine? Could you be the next person to discover a 2014 D Roosevelt dime with a rare error or flawless condition, quietly sitting in your drawer, purse, or piggy bank? It's entirely possible, and it's exactly why coin collecting continues to captivate millions across the world. The hunt is real, and the treasures are out there. Don't underestimate the power of one small coin. In this case, a Liberty One dime from 2014 with the Denver mint mark and the timeless phrase, "In God We Trust," could change your life forever. Stay alert, stay curious, and keep searching. Because in the world of coins, fortunes are waiting to be found, sometimes hiding in plain sight. Let your next discovery be the 2014 D Roosevelt dime worth $92,000, and let your coin journey begin. Today, we're diving deep into the world of rare U.S. coins, and this time, it's not just any coin. We're talking about the incredible 1996 D Roosevelt dime, a simple-looking 10-cent piece that has captured the hearts of collectors and stunned the coin community with stories of its jaw-dropping value, with one example reaching a mind-blowing $92,000 in the collector's market. Yes, you heard that right, $92,000 for a single dime. So grab your coin jars, empty your pockets, and get ready to discover if you've been holding on to a fortune without even knowing it. It all begins with a coin that most Americans see every single day: the Roosevelt dime. Small, silver-colored, and commonly tossed into change jars or car cup holders. But what makes the 1996 D Roosevelt dime so special? Why are collectors going wild over this 10-cent piece minted in Denver? To understand the story behind its value, we have to start by going back in time and exploring the rich legacy of the Roosevelt dime series itself. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, just 1 year after the passing of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt, a national hero who led the country through the Great Depression and World War II, was also a victim of polio. His connection to the March of Dimes Foundation made the 10-cent coin a fitting tribute. The coin was designed by John R. Sinek, who was the chief engraver of the United States Mint at the time. His design has remained largely unchanged for decades, with only minor adjustments and mint mark placements varying throughout the years. The obverse features Roosevelt's left-facing profile, the word Liberty boldly placed beside him, and the powerful motto "In God We Trust" just below his chin. The reverse displays a torch, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength, all underscored by the words United States of America and 1 dime. Fast forward to 1996, a year that may seem ordinary at first glance. The Denver Mint, represented by the small D mint mark on the coin's obverse, struck millions of Roosevelt dimes that year. But among those millions, a small number emerged with superior striking quality, perfect condition, or rare mint errors, and that's where the story of high value begins. Coin collectors, or numismatists, pay extremely close attention to detail. They're always on the lookout for coins with full strike details, no scratches, and sharp lettering. And in the case of the 1996 D. Roosevelt dime, certain coins that came off the mint presses in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially those graded at the highest possible levels like MS-68 or MS-69 by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, have sold for thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. But the truly legendary story is the one that made waves in the collecting world. A 1996 D. Roosevelt dime that reached a staggering $92,000 at a private auction, reportedly due to its extremely rare die variety, exceptional mint state condition, and historical buzz. So how did a single coin meant for pocket change become worth more than a luxury car? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and collector demand. Rarity doesn't always mean how few coins were made. The 1996 D was produced in high numbers, but rather how few survive in flawless condition. Mint errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or misaligned dies, also significantly boost value. In the case of the $92,000 dime, sources suggest it may have involved a dramatic strike-through error combined with a flawless surface and full torch details on the reverse, a highly unusual combination. It may have also been from an early die state, meaning it was one of the first coins struck when the dies were fresh and sharp, giving the design maximum clarity. And then there's the power of history and timing. The 1996 D also marked the 50th anniversary of the Roosevelt dime series. That golden anniversary year makes these coins more desirable in general, especially when paired with exceptional quality. Coin collectors tend to flock to anniversary year issues, and when they find one in near-perfect condition, especially with the Denver Mint mark, demand skyrockets. And where there's demand, there's value. Some of these coins are found completely by chance, sitting quietly in pocket change, coin rolls, or old coin collections. That's why the thrill of the hunt is so addictive for collectors, because finding a hidden gem like this isn't just a fantasy. It happens. It's real. So how can you tell if your 1996 D. Roosevelt dime is one of the lucky few worth a fortune? First, check the mint mark. The D4 Denver will appear just above the date on the coin's obverse, near the bottom right side of Roosevelt's neck. Next, examine the overall condition. A coin with no scratches, bag marks, discoloration, or wear is worth much more. Look for coins with a strong, bold strike, especially on the torch and the flames on the reverse side. That's what collectors call full torch or full bands, and it adds big dollars to the value. Then there's the possibility of errors. Double die obverse, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, or even coins struck on the wrong planchet, all of which make your dime instantly more desirable. If you suspect your coin might be valuable, the next step is professional grading. Organizations like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, can officially evaluate and grade your coin, sealing it in a tamper-proof holder and assigning it a numeric grade. A coin graded MS-67 or higher is already rare. MS-68 or MS-69, nearly perfect, can reach prices you wouldn't believe. And that's exactly what happened with the legendary $92,000 example, an almost flawless specimen that made its way to auction and took everyone by surprise. It's important to note that while not every 1996 D. Roosevelt dime will be worth a fortune, thousands of them are worth more than face value, sometimes hundreds, sometimes thousands, simply based on condition and strike quality. Even circulated versions can command a premium if they exhibit rare errors or unusual features. And for collectors building complete Roosevelt dime sets, the 1996 D in mint condition is a key prize. So don't overlook that little silver coin. Check your change, open up those old coin rolls, revisit your childhood piggy banks, and especially dig through any forgotten coin jars. You might just be holding onto a treasure hiding in plain sight. The 1996 D. Roosevelt dime is proof that sometimes the most ordinary things in life hold the greatest value. It reminds us that history, craftsmanship, and a bit of luck can transform even the smallest coin into a massive fortune. It's a testament to the excitement of coin collecting and a shining example of why numismatics is more than just a hobby. It's a gateway to the past, a celebration of artistry, and, occasionally, a direct path to untold wealth. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey into coins, the 1996 D. Roosevelt dime is one you won't want to ignore. So keep your eyes sharp and your coins safe, because that 10-cent piece in your hand just might be worth $92,000. And remember, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and your next big discovery might be closer than you think. Stay curious, stay inspired, and keep collecting. Today, we're diving deep into the incredible story of a coin that has captured the attention of collectors across the globe. This is not just any ordinary coin, this is the Liberty I dime, minted in 1966. The Roosevelt dime that has made waves in the numismatic world, not only because of its history, but because of its jaw-dropping value, which in rare conditions has reached an astounding $92,000 in today's coin market. So sit back, grab your magnifying glasses, and let's uncover the hidden fortune that might just be sitting in your pocket change. The 1966 Roosevelt dime is one of those coins that most people overlook, tossing it into change jars or vending machines without giving it a second thought. But what if I told you that one of those small silver-colored dimes could be worth more than a luxury car, or even a down payment on a house? Sounds unbelievable, right? But it's true. Certain versions and conditions of the 1966 Roosevelt dime have become treasures in the numismatic community, driving collectors wild and prices sky-high. Let's go back in time to understand how this modest-looking dime became a potential jackpot for collectors. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, shortly after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt had been a symbol of strength during the Great Depression and World War II, and his efforts to support the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio made him an ideal figure to be honored on the 10-cent coin. The design by John R. Sinek featured Roosevelt's profile on the obverse with the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust, while the reverse displayed a torch flanked by olive and oak branches, representing liberty, peace, and strength. Now fast forward to 1966, a crucial year in U.S. coinage history. The United States Mint was in the midst of a major transition. Due to rising silver prices, the government had eliminated silver from circulating dimes and quarters just 1 year prior, in 1965. That meant the 1966 dime, like the year before, was struck on a copper-nickel-clad composition instead of the previous 90% silver planchet. Millions of these dimes were struck that year at the Philadelphia Mint, which, interestingly, did not use mint marks on coins from 1965 to 1967. That means any 1966 dime you come across will not have a mint mark, which sometimes confuses new collectors. But even without a mint mark, some of these dimes have proven to be incredibly valuable. So what makes certain 1966 Roosevelt dimes worth thousands, and one of them reportedly reaching a value of $92,000? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and most importantly, errors and varieties. Collectors are always on the hunt for coins that stand out from the norm. With the 1966 Roosevelt dime, those rare specimens often include coins with mint errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, full band details, or transitional planchets mistakenly struck on leftover silver blank. A full band dime, for example, is one that has sharply defined horizontal bands on the torch on the reverse. These require precise striking and are a sign of a well-preserved and finely minted coin. They are significantly rarer and more desirable than your average worn dime, and collectors pay a premium for them. In addition to full band varieties, some 1966 dimes have been discovered with proof-like finishes, which is highly unusual for circulation coins of that year. These dimes shine with a mirror-like surface and frosted devices that mimic the appearance of proof coins struck for collectors. It is believed that these may have been early strikes from new dies or may have been struck under higher pressure. These proof-like coins are among the most sought-after 1966 dimes and can easily fetch thousands of dollars, especially when certified by professional grading services. One of the most important aspects that determines the value of any coin is its condition. Coins graded MS-67 or MS-68, that is, mint state coins with very few imperfections, are incredibly scarce from the 1966 mintage. The higher the grade, the higher the price. And here's where it gets exciting. A 1966 Roosevelt dime in pristine condition, certified by PCGS Origins as Mint State 68 with full bands, can reach auction prices of up to $92,000 or even higher if demand surges among elite collectors. This isn't just speculation. There have been records of rare 1966 dimes crossing the $50,000 mark, and experts believe that as time passes, the value will only increase due to rarity and historical importance. You might be wondering, how can you tell if your 1966 Roosevelt dime is valuable? First, check the overall appearance. Is it shiny and uncirculated? Are the details sharp and crisp, especially on the torch bands on the reverse? Look for unusual features like doubling on the lettering or the date. If anything seems out of the ordinary, you might be holding a rare error coin. A good magnifying glass or microscope and some basic coin knowledge can go a long way, but for serious evaluation, submitting the coin to a grading company is your best bet. That's when the magic happens. A seemingly ordinary dime could turn into a life-changing discovery once it's certified and appraised by professionals. Let's also talk about circulation. The 1966 Roosevelt dime was released in enormous numbers, over 1.3 billion coins. But the vast majority of these dimes were used in everyday transactions, worn down by decades of use. Finding a high-grade, uncirculated coin in the wild is like finding a needle in a haystack. That's why untouched rolls, original mint sets, and preserved coin collections from the 1960s are so important to collectors. If you come across a sealed mint set from 1966, take a close look at the dime. It could be your golden ticket. The demand for Roosevelt dimes has been steadily increasing over the years. As silver coins become harder to find and younger collectors enter the hobby, interest in clad-era coins from the 1960s is gaining momentum. The 1966 dime sits at the perfect crossroads of history, rarity, and collectability. It represents a turning point in American coinage when the nation shifted away from precious metal coinage to more modern compositions, and this historical context adds another layer of value for those who appreciate the deeper meaning behind each coin. So what's the takeaway here? Never underestimate the power of pocket change. That old jar of dimes in your attic or the roll of coins in your grandma's drawer might be hiding a gem worth tens of thousands of dollars. The 1966 Liberty One dime, with its classic Roosevelt design, hidden varieties, and astonishing market value, is living proof that even the smallest coins can hold incredible secrets and wealth. In the coin world, knowledge is everything. Staying informed, learning how to identify valuable traits, and keeping an eye out for rare specimens can turn a casual hobby into a life-changing adventure. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your collecting journey, remember this: every coin has a story, and some of those stories are worth far more than you can imagine. The 1966 Roosevelt dime might just be your story of success. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins and you're excited to search through your change for hidden treasures, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a single update in the world of valuable US coins. Stay curious, stay passionate, and who knows, the next dime you find might be worth $92,000. Keep collecting, and we'll see you next time with more stories from the world of hidden coin fortune.